What's up, SmoknConvos? It's your girl, Kimmy B. How are you today on this lovely Monday? I hope all is well. I hope you have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying your day today. Today on this episode, I will be talking about education, schools. Speaking of school, I'm in school, right? Fun fact, I think I told you that before. And I'll be glad when I finish, no lie. Like, my weekend was booked with doing schoolwork. It's all right, though. It's all right because I'm climbing up that ladder. But I have 2 more modules to go, and then my semester will end in March the 3rd for this particular class. Then I'll start another class on March the 18th. But I'm almost there. I think I got like maybe 2 or 3 more classes left, and that's it. I cannot wait. And I get my degree and move on to my next journey, which I cannot wait for. But anyway, and continue like helping this platform grow. So I'm excited. I don't want to talk about it so much because, when you talk about something so much, sometimes things happen, and it tends to mess up. So I just would like to say that, so far so good on this end, okay? Speaking of school, my co-hosts, they at school right now. One of them was supposed to come on today, but she's heavy. Like, she's knee deep in her schoolwork, and then my other friend, she's, doing her schoolwork as well. School is something else, okay? But we need it, and that's just the way society is today. They want you to have all these degrees and certificates and license and so forth and so on, and it requires you to pay money for these classes. If you ask me, there's other countries that they are going to college for free, hint, hint, so that way their citizens won't be knee-deep in shit, excuse my language, okay, in debt, so hopefully one day that will come. I know in New York you could go to school for free. I think up to your bachelor's, not your master's. And then it depends because I know some companies will help you to go to school. Either they'll have tuition reimbursement or they have different scholarships. If you need scholarships, go for it. If you need grants, go for it. Anything that can help you to succeed in life in whatever you want to get into, go for it. Don't stop. Keep going. But it's hard for those that don't have the money to pay for school, what have you, and they got to take on 2 to 3 jobs and 2 to 3 hustles to do what they have to do. That's why I always wish that, like in other countries, school is free. So I wish college here was free. So that way you won't be in a huge amount of debt. I know we, look at the news and read the paper, and you can see that there's a lot of people that want this student forgiveness. I know President Biden right now is trying to do another part to the student loans for forgiveness programs, which I think is great. I mean, listen, at least he's trying. Even though sometimes his hands is tied with willful, ignorant people, sorry. And they tie his hands to prevent him from helping other people. And you gotta go through the executive, the judicial, and the legislative branches. Did I say you gotta go through different branches to do what he's trying to do? The Congress, the senators, you gotta go through a chain of commands to get certain laws in order. That's a tough job. I mean, we might have a lot of say-so. Well, I would do this and I would do that. I would like to see somebody be a president. Seriously, that's a tough job. it's a tough job. That's what I'm going to say. To run a country, whew, that's a lot. All these lives on your hands. Millions and billions of lives on your hands. That's a lot. Needless to say, I'm not going to even talk about that right now because there's a lot of people that's sensitive when they talk about that. There's some people that don't like Biden. There's some people that don't like Trump. Pause. In this world, we are made to agree and disagree. You don't like him? Fine. To me, I'm glad he's doing something. It's better than nothing. Okay? I don't have somebody in there that's telling people drink bleach for COVID. Okay? Oh, no tea, no shade. Let me keep going. So, getting back on education. Reading is fundamental. That's part of education. There's been an issue as far as teachers are concerned, and it's still going on. Teacher burnout. Principals are also being burnt out, but I will talk about that on another episode. Administration, the battle between administration and teachers. And I mean all teachers, not just the head teacher. You have your co-teachers, your teacher assistants. You have your teacher's aides. You have counselors. You have physical therapists. You have occupational therapists. You have speech therapists that work in the school system. And the school system, in my opinion, is broken. That's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, I've been in the education field for, I did 14 years at one school. No, 13 years at one school. And at this school, I've done 2 to 3 years at this school. So I've been in the education system for a while, okay? There was times that I've been wanting to leave and throw in the towel, because of the changes and what have you. And you're dealing with different personalities. But your main focus point, what I've learned throughout my educational, career, is the kids. The kids come first. Who's suffering is the kids. So when the teachers are leaving, and rightfully so, because they're trying to, for whatever reason, but most of it is burnout. Most of it, part of burnout is your mental health. You try to save yourself mentally and physically, right? Because if your mental health is messing up, 9 out of 10, your physical health is gonna have an effect on your physical health as well. The last school I worked at, which I miss both of the schools that I worked at, I miss them. I still have contact with everybody. They like my family, so it's not like, I never heard from them again. They still in my life. I had to leave because of a physical injury. So it was unexpected. But I guess, you never know what life holds. So I had to go, It was a tough decision, but I had to do it because of my health, So that's why I'm no longer at this particular school. But things happened, and then I went back to school myself. I went back to college, and I said, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to do something else, and it is what it is, which is great, Like, work on my podcast. I've been working on this. This is like my baby, since the summertime. I've been planning it since early of 2023, so it's here. It came into fruition, and I'm working on it, But I decided to go back to college so that way I could finish what I didn't get the chance to choose to finish. And that was because health played a big part in it. But I'm here, I'm great, and I'm doing my thing. So, and I couldn't do it without God, I couldn't do it without my supportive family and friends. So I'm good, But getting back on this with teacher burnout. Teacher burnout is huge, okay? I know some parents I've seen on TikTok, I've heard in the streets. I had conversations. And some parents felt like, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying some. And from what I heard, some parents feel that it's unfair on their kids, that teachers want to leave, right? And I say, I couldn't argue with them because they really don't know what goes on behind the doors of school, okay? So they don't know. They're not in, parents is not in there to see the everyday life of what goes on in the educator's life. And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna play devil's advocate in both educators' lives and administration lives, right? Okay. It's tough, I'm gonna say that. And a lot goes into it. And it's not only kids, it's the factor into why teachers may have leave the job and still leaving. Me in 2024, early 2024, I know a couple of teachers already left the schools that they used to, work at, and they're pursuing other things. But for now, because of the burnout, they taking time for themselves, something that they didn't even get the chance to do. Take care of themselves and spending more time with their families and what have you. So burnout is something that you do not want to get. It, like I said, it affects you mentally. You get anxieties. I know people who never had high blood pressure and have high blood pressure. And I mean fit and everything. Take care of themselves, eat well, what have you. But due to the stress in the schools, and I know it's not only schools, I'm going to talk about that in another episode. But right now I'm focusing on schools for now, then I'm going to talk about other different fields as well. They, mentally, they have mental breakdowns. Some of them go into deep depression. Some have colds every 5 minutes because their immune system is being affected by the stress. It's not an easy job. And it's not only teachers, like I said earlier, it's teachers' aides. Every educational staff member is being affected, And it's hard because when you work with children, you got to put everything to the side. Okay? And you got to go in there with your head high, and it's like you got to develop into another character. Seriously. It's like you got to put your sicknesses to the side. You got to put your headaches to the side. You got to put your concerns, I'm not going to say complaints, your concerns to the side. Because you got to show up and show out for these kids. That's one of the hardest things to do when you're not taking care of yourself mentally. I'm being straightforward. If you're not taking care of yourself mentally, it will show up when you in your work. It will show up. It will show up. Some people try to hide it, and you can't hide that. You can't hide that. Because when something affects you mentally, how can you be productive? How can you? You cannot be productive. That's impossible when you have other things going on in your mindset that you did not address. And that's when burnout comes, because it's like you putting your mental health and your physical aches and pains to the side. And like I said, you got to show up and show out for these kids. It is not an easy job. This job is not a thing where your place where you eat bonbons, okay? It's not a daycare, and even for daycare workers, I'm gonna talk about you guys. I'm gonna help y'all out too, because I would like to see y'all in my comments so that way we can have this discussion. It is a conversation that needs to be had, okay? It's hard. Sometimes teachers feel like they, I should say this, educators, from counselors, from school psychologists, from administrators on down, on up and down. It's not getting respected. Okay? Compensation, forget it. Like the salaries. I feel like this. I don't have no shade on an athlete. I don't have no shade on a celebrity. I ain't throwing no shade on an entertainer, a singer, what have you. I'm not throwing no shade on you guys, because how you get your money is how you get your money. But to me, in my opinion, this society is not balanced, right? If it wasn't for an educator, an athlete would not be on the field or in the courts. If it wasn't for an educator, a singer would not be at the mic. I'm just keeping it a bean. I think educators need to get paid six-figure salaries. And I'm talking about teachers' aides, teachers' assistants, head teachers, counselors, school psychologists, even the kitchen aide, even the maintenance need to get paid six-figure salaries, in my opinion. Okay? It's a I've seen it. I used to see teachers cry. I used to see teachers cry because of the stress of it all. I used to see educators cry because of the stress of it all. There's some places that staff members, I'm going to say this, have to deal with micromanagement. Now, not only are you dealing with other things, your job, what you have to show up and show out for, you have to deal with people micromanaging you. You can't even be creative as a teacher. I'm not saying all schools now. There's some schools that allow you to show your talents. It's not fair. It's not fair. I would get into it even further, but it's a sensitive topic. And there's certain things that I cannot say. But I am giving you an outside view of it, It's not an easy job. I always say parents, it helps a great deal when you are involved. It helps a great deal when you are involved. It takes a little weight off of the staff when you are involved. I know that as parents, I'm a parent. My son now is 22 years old. We used to say, child can't wait till he go to school. Oh my goodness, he drove me crazy, whatever. We joke about it, right? Because, okay, they're going to go to school, what have you, right? So that way you can get a break. But let's be mindful. This is an institution. And they are there to do educators are there, staff members are there to do a service, which is to educate your kids. So that way, I just feel that if you work as a team, parents and educators, it would take the weight off. And then you could also, on both ends, and you could see the child grow and succeed and push through their school years. They only got to go up to 12th. After 12th, they go to college or go to trade school or go into service or what have you. So to help to get there, don't put everything on the schools. And I'm not saying all of you do that. I've been through certain experiences where I saw that. And it take a team. It take a village to raise a child. You know? I mean, educators too. There's some educators don't only teach or counsel or prepare food for your kids or watch the kids as far as health-wise, and I'm talking about the school nurses as well. Some of them have second jobs. They got to make extra incomes because their salary don't match up to the cost of living. You know? So it is tough. It is tough. It is tough. I think teachers need advocates. You know, in my opinion, but that's another story. I think educators, let me say this, all staff members in it need advocates. In my opinion. There's so many things that go on behind those doors, but parents, it will help a great deal. Be involved. Because these kids don't stay kids forever. They become adults. And they are our future. Okay? So, try to be involved as much as you can, because I know life be lifing. And life be lifing for every single one of us. Okay? The stress is real. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I know that, I'm going to say this. The government needs to step in as well as far as compensating educators the right way. Or else soon, you're not going to have educators in the building. And whose fault will that be? It will not be theirs. I vouch for them. It won't be theirs. Okay? So, the jobs that they are currently going for is amazing. Like, some of them become corporate trainers, and some of them become instructional designers, which is the ones that create different education programs and stuff, you know, for the kids, which I think that's a cool career, you know. Some become school psychologists, some go back for nurses, some become artists, you know. They try different other things. I think that after being burnt out or what have you, they look for careers or jobs that is less stressful, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, you know. Mental health do play a huge role in these burnouts. So I think, in my opinion, they need mental health days. You know, I think they need mental health days so that way they could become refreshed. You know, they be refreshed and ready to teach your child. You know, it's tough. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna keep on saying that. It's tough. You know, my hats go off to every educator and administrator, because I know they feel the heat too, because administrator got to answer to their bosses. You know, I think there needs to be more protection in institutions, you know, and I think they need counseling services for all the staff members as well, you know. In order for this to work, like I said, kids don't stay kids forever, and they grow up and they become adults. And keep in mind that these kids that's coming up, they are going to be our future. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's scary to me sometimes because I see kids out here, you know, some of them don't have no guidance, you know. They get guidance from the streets. They think that the streets is their family, you know? Maybe it is because of whatever they go through in their households, you know? All I know is this. I could go into this for hours on end and try to come up with some solutions, but it can't be me by myself, you know? But I'm going to say this. As a whole, in this country, and global, because it's not only here in this country, other countries too is probably going through the same thing, you know? Some worse than others. I'm going to say that. We all need to get it together ASAP. Because remember, once again, the kids and the babies don't stay babies and kids forever. They become adults and they our future. Okay? So we need to get it together and help these kids and be true mentors, not fake. And, you know, and help them so that way they can be strong and, you know, in our future. Okay? So, that'll be all for me with the teachers, you know, I mean educators as all, you know, as a whole. Counselors, my hats go off to you. I salute you. Head teachers, I salute you. Daycares, I salute y'all. Okay? Pre-K teachers, I salute you. Special needs teachers. I might talk about that tomorrow because I had worked in special education field for 14 years. Okay? They need all the support. Okay? General ed teachers need support too because there are special needs children that are now merging into mainframe school. You know? It's a lot that needs to be talked about. But I think that if we talk about it, we could come to some solutions to help. You know, that's what my platform, again, is about: helping, aiding, having fun, but, you know, aiding people that needs help, you know. That's a whole different topic, what I was going to say with special education teachers. But they need our support. So salute special education teachers, salute general ed teachers, salute to paraprofessionals, teachers' aides, teacher assistants, co-teachers. Salute y'all. Because you are something. You are someone. You are somebody. Okay? You are somebody. You know, and there's a reason why I said that. Because sometimes they don't get the recognition that they need to get. So I salute each and last one of you. School nurses, hello. School nurses, PTs, OTs, my counselors. I salute all of y'all because y'all have to deal with the behavior end and the health end for nurses. You know? It's a lot. And I know it takes you from your soul to deal with these kids, you know? So I salute all of you. All of y'all definitely need to be supported and need your flowers to be given to you because y'all do so much and y'all dedicate yourselves in helping our kids that do not stay kids forever, that will be adults in our future. That part. Right. So, with that being said, I'm signing off. If you want to continue this conversation, you can leave comments because I will be posting this on YouTube. Please subscribe on Spotify. Please subscribe on YouTube. Please hit the like or dislike button just to keep up with the algorithm. It doesn't cost a thing. Because I got y'all. Because we all in this together. You know. But I wanted to just, pay homage, give out flowers to all my educators. And I'm going to do this for another field. I'm going to talk about what the nurses go through in the health field. I used to work in the health field before the education field, and I used to deal with that. And woo-hoo. Okay, my flowers go out to them as well, but I'm going to talk about that in another episode. But I just wanted to stop by today and just focus on the educators today. My hats go off to you guys. Keep on working hard. Keep on keep on trying to be in a mental health space so that way you can carry on, try to remain, carry on with the kids and teaching them and what have you.